Hey, tubes. Jonathan was wrong here, tooth and budget. So anyway, just a quick one because I'm so sick of seeing this. You probably heard me talk about it before, possibly not. But anyway, I do tend to accidentally repeat myself. Anyway, moving on. You cannot make a 3D printed gun. If you think you could print a plastic gun and fire bullets from it, you don't know enough about how guns work. Many parts of it need to be metal. Not just springs, but there's a thing called the block. What that does is it's a huge chunky piece of metal, and that jams the barrel closed, so when the bullet fires, it doesn't just, explode everywhere, like out the back. So there's a big chunky piece of metal that fits right in and kind of blocks the bullet next up to the barrel so it can fire and not explode. Speaking of which, the barrel also has to be metal. Generally steel. These things are made out of steel because there's a lot of heat and pressure because you're containing an explosion. You cannot 3D print a gun. You could 3D print gun elements, like the lower, trigger mechanisms, stocks, magazines, except not, full magazines because you still need the springs and all that stuff. There's a lot of springs in guns. There's a lot of, flat type springs where it's just a flat piece of metal that's been bent. Other springs like the springs that you would recognize that look like springy springs, slinkies and whatnot. There's a lot of metal in there because it's a gun. You can't take a flare pistol and put a 12 gauge shell in there and fire it. All right. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, the pin, generally I'm pretty sure the firing pin needs to be metal too. There's a lot of stuff in there that needs to be metal. You can't 3D print a gun. That's stupid. There's no way. And until they make a 3D printer that can print steel, there's not going to be a functional 3D printed gun. Even if they somehow, were able to print a rifled barrel that was, plastic, but, large enough to withstand the pressure and heat of a bullet, it wouldn't, you wouldn't be able to walk around with it because it'd weigh like 100 pounds. Anyway, I'm just so sick of seeing that you can't make a 3D printed gun. There's no such thing. You can make elements of a gun that are 3D printable, but you cannot make a operational block, barrel, and various mechanisms within the firearm that need to be metal out of plastic. Anyway, God bless you guys. Educate yourselves, please. Before you form any strong opinions about anything, anywhere, educate yourselves. God bless all you.